Second, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And God made 2 great lights. He made the stars also. And God said, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Now, all right, there's something here that needs to be explained. First is the firmament. Now, the firmament we've always thought is one single thing. A firmament equals one firmament. What I'm going to show you today is that firmament means deer. Now, how many deer are in a gaggle of deer? Everybody know what a gaggle is? It's like a group. Okay. Maybe I just made the word up. I don't know. But anyway, when you have a group of deer, you don't say deers. All right? You say deer for plural or singular. Now, the same kind of language happens in ancient languages all the time. So, firmament, you have many firmament. You don't say firmaments. You just say firmament. And this is something we haven't understood, I think, from the beginning of the dissection of Genesis all these years. And I think it's missing in creation. The reason it's missing is because the sun picture that we showed earlier. All right, so you got a sun here, and the sound wave goes out like so and on, concentric circles. Well, these are boundaries. We call them orbits. The orbits have to happen in unison with the sound wave also. And as we saw earlier in that experiment from the German scientists who were sending sonic wave pulses through the water bubble and had little specks of, I wish I could remember what they're called, but anyway, little specks of stuff inside, and they were starting to bubble up and rotate around the center, right? Well, that's what we see in the universe. It's like saying, hey, but these boundaries are the firmament. And they call the firmament, the whole collective of them, heaven. Heaven is one single. All right, does that make sense? I'm going to prove this here in a second. Now, the firmament separates waters above from waters below. So, what do we call the waters? The waters are this collective intelligent mass of matter that they saw at Rick. So it doesn't literally mean H2O water. And as we saw in the experiment of solar luminescence, it doesn't necessarily mean, as we saw in the experiment of solar luminescence, what it means is that it could be any kind of liquid. It could be any kind of acid. It could be anything that's in a liquid form that a sonic wave can manipulate. So these waters in this firmament may be completely different than the waters in this firmament. Or I should say the density. The density and the quality of the waters in any of these firmaments could be different from any other firmament. We'll get to that in just a second. But basically, water equals a plasma field. Plasma functions similar to liquids. They're just basically excited elementary particles that make the universe. Quarks, gluons, leptons, Higgs, whatever you want to call them. Now, these firmaments separate the waters from above and the waters below. So we have different concentrations in outer space and qualities of the medium that is outer space. Okay? The stars then were set, according to this scripture, inside these different plasmas, inside this firmament. This is awesome if you think back to our plasma experiment, or our sonoluminescence experiment. Because that little bubble that we saw in the sonoluminescence jar was inside sulfuric acid. So this would be sulfuric acid, and that means that these stars will take on different qualities from this medium, say it's hydrochloric acid. So what you see as these stars will be different from this star. Okay, so what you're going to see then, as we saw in our very first picture, our very first slide, is you're going to see red, orange, yellow, green, blue. You're going to see all these They're set. The stars were set inside a firmament by a sonic impulse, just like we saw through solar luminescence. Now, the purpose of the stars are for, number one, an absolute time scale, and number two, signs. So what are the signs? The signs are for us to understand creation and the Creator. Now, if we're navigation, we've used it for navigation. I'm going to show you what the firmament really is.